Howdy folks, I'm Endymion for the Dork-at-Arms, etc. And I would like to give a quick product review on some sabers. You can't really see them very well because my piano, my keyboard is crowded. I've already given a decent review on the Purpleheart Armory's synthetic spadroon, which is a bit more like a cavalry straight saber in terms of breadth and width, but that's what happens when you do synthetics. Some thoughts that I didn't get in there. Wow, that's bent. That I didn't get in there on my first review. It's fine. I haven't really changed very many thoughts. I haven't used this in a while because I've been doing stuff with my lightsaber here, my sports saber, I should say, for getting down technique, and then my heavy saber that I do want to talk about a lot more when I'm actually studying saber. And for those of you who are not familiar, I study the Italian saber, so you know we have line of 3, line of 4, line of 3, line of 4, line of 5. These are our main invitations, but also 1 to 2. I gotta be really careful because this is a very small room. Yeah. And then of course we also have 6. Nobody really uses 6. But yeah. So for learning technique, I tend to use a straight saber, like this, a straight sports saber. That works pretty well, and it gives me, because it's straight, I can, use more of my rapier stuff to be like, oh hey, I can have point control to a certain degree. But no matter the saber, I'm always gripping it, you'll notice, in the seat of my hand, putting my thumb on the back. This gives me point control. This allows me to put power into it. This helps me scoop into every parry so that I'm putting resistance into each parry. But I don't have words I do not have words really for Alliance Fencing, who made my saber here, or my synthetic saber. I really want to talk about heavy steel sabers, the gymnasium sabers. Partially because my one of my fencing instructors recently got a new gymnasium saber. This one is from Purpleheart. This is their Hutton Saber version 3. You can see my unboxing video from a few weeks ago, or several weeks ago at this point. You'll notice pretty nice, decently sized basket hilt, knuckle guard. And again, just holding that in the seat of my hand, trying to make it an extension of my body rather than just a club. It's got a decent rolled tip. And why I say I have this hand position or this grip, to make it less of a club, is because it is very club-like. It is fairly heavy in my hand. I mean, gymnasium saber is just going to strain you. But this doesn't really feel like an extension of my body. I've felt a couple other gymnasium sabers, mostly those of other guys in my club and other guys at the Sacramento Historical Fencing Academy. I will say in favor of Purpleheart. Good length, good curvature. I appreciate the structure and shape of the handguard and the hilt. You can see that pretty decent. And the material feels like some kind of leather or leather imitator. That's fine. But you'll notice in the base, it's about 5 millimeters, tapers to about 2 or 3 millimeters. Probably better estimate to say 3 millimeters. And that lack of incredible tapering isn't great. The fact that it starts out at 5 millimeters makes this a club. It's an absolute pain to wield. Like, I can usually hang out in on guard, switching 3 and 4 as need be, and I can definitely scoop into my 5 fairly easily or cut with a certain degree of ease. I can't cut very much because I have low ceiling, but something that my instructors pointed out to me that I've noticed as I've held all of these other gymnasium style or heavy sabers is that the manufacturers make them pretty beefy, pretty thick. Why, I'm not so sure. This seems to be a very common trend across most of the suppliers, a lot of the different armories, you could say. And I think part of that is people use them like clubs and will ask for specifications of, I need something beefy, I want something heavy in the hand. It's not how a saber is supposed to feel. I'm sure antiquities collectors and folks who deal with antique military sabers more often than I do, I've only held one, really, and it wasn't technically even a saber, can attest that those things are so wonderfully tapered and balanced. The point of balance on Purpleheart Hutton version 3 is about, looks to be 3.5, 4 inches. Actually, I have a ruler here. So if it's that point there, yeah, that's roughly 4 inches. And simply, this isn't good enough. I think we need to demand more of our manufacturers, and we shouldn't have to, like, spend an extra 300 of whatever US dollars, Canadian dollars, whatever, just to get a custom that feels good in the hand. Now, I understand that they may add a little more space in the hilt so that people with heavy gloves can grip it. Learn to parry and you can wear a lighter glove. As a beginner, obviously, wear a heavier glove. But for people in general, I don't think we should have something just this monstrously heavy. Like, there should be mass, but it does not need to be excruciating. You will work up the muscle, obviously, but we do not need to be straining ourselves as fencers in the pursuit of this art, in pursuit of these incredible and wonderful systems as a part of our history and heritage. We don't need to be using them like clubs and therefore making the manufacturers conform to our most base conduct. These are weapons with finesse. So simultaneously a critique of all of these saber tournaments and clips that I keep seeing, and of the manufacturers, from what I keep feeling and experiencing. So, yeah, sorry. That's not like an exaggeration. I also did 3 hours of fencing before this, so things are hurting after doing single-handed sword for 3 hours. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I certainly needed to get this out of my system, and actually, hopefully, other people will feel the same, or if not, point me in the right direction of manufacturers who are reasonable in their prices and reasonable in their make and model for sabers. I'm Endymion for the Dork-at-Arms, etc. Thank you.